What's going on, everyone? So this is going to be my Warden build for Morrowind. Sword and board in 2H build, and hopefully in the next few days I'm going to make a 2H and bow build, and then a dual wield bow, but dual wield and bow, but dual wield's kind of bugged right now on Xbox, so I'm trying to stay away from it. I'm gonna try to make this quick, so I guess I'll go over the skills first. Front bar, main attack bar is gonna be Subterranean Assault. Deals massive amounts of damage and gives enemies Major Breach and Major Fracture. Reverberating Bash stuns, deals physical damage, and afflicts the enemy with Major Defile. Shield Charge, I would morph it to Invasion, but this character's new, obviously. Morrowind just came out on Xbox, so I haven't got the Sky Shards I need to yet. So yeah, I'd morph this to Invasion. Ransack, this is important for this build. Deals decent damage, also does Major Fracture, and gives you Minor Resolve. I might morph it to Pierce Armor. I didn't even look because I never used Pierce Armor. If it does something different, because you already get Fracture from the Shulk. Anyway. Cutting Dive. This is really good. Really good skill. It deals good damage and it hits people even in dodge roll. Plus it's a range skill. So it's the only range thing you're gonna have on this build. Dawnbreaker of Smiting. I'm going with this over the bear because I'm not a big fan of the bear. You can morph it to a physical damage bear though, and it's a good skill. I'll use it on my Magical Warden probably, but Dawnbreaker I like the burst for. This is a burst oriented build. Back bar is Bird of Prey, very important. Major Expedition for 10 seconds. Major Endurance, increasing your stamina recovery for 10 seconds. And Minor Berserk, so I would definitely morph this to the one with Minor Berserk over the one with Evasion, because you definitely want more damage when you can get it. Rally, mainly for the healing, since I can get the Major Brutality from the Bull Netch. But yeah, if I wasn't using the Bull Netch, which I probably won't be, then yeah, Rally is definitely needed. So with the Bull Netch, I'm only running it right now because I need more skill points to get other stuff. But the stamina that it restores is kind of useful for now. Once I get the skill points, I will probably replace it with one of these two skills, either Frost Cloak, or one of these three skills I should say, Frost Cloak, which gives you Major Resolve and Major Ward, which is good because I'm in medium armor, so more resistance is good. Or Crystallized Shield, which is kind of like Dragonite Wings, just absorbs projectiles, restores magic, and when you morph it, I think it will shoot them back at the enemy, I'm not sure, but it's a cool ability. Or just Shuffle. Evasion morphed into Shuffle. It's kind of expensive though, but it is a really strong skill. So once I get the skill points, I'm gonna replace that. Green Lotus is really good too. Embrace the Lotus Blessing, causing light and heavy attacks to restore 1465 and 4395 health to you or a nearby ally. And it gives Major Savagery, which is a major plus since I'm not running the Thief on this setup, and you have to heavy attack, or you should heavy attack for resources now, so it's useful to get healed while you do it. And the last skill is Soothing Spores. This is a stamina based heal, which I find pretty cool since we don't have many. I'm gonna switch this out for Vigor. Whoa. Once I get it. Like I said, it's a new character, but this would be useful to run if you're in a group, because it will heal your allies as well as Vigor too. So if you're more group oriented, I'm not so much, but if you are, it would probably help. Then another thing that I'm going to put in here instead of Dawnbreaker is Secluded Grove. There's a morph that continues the healing after it ends. That's what I'll morph it to. It's a good cheap ultimate if you're in trouble. So that's about it for that. Now for food and potions, consumables, Dubious Cameron Throne. There is nothing better to run, in my opinion, since Magicka only consists of, for now, this skill and this skill. And I'll always use these basic stam pots, movability pots with stam and health, and also detection potions for Nightblades that can be really annoying. So for the gear, I'm running Viper, weapon crit, stam, weapon crit when you deal damage with a melee attack, deal additional 8,000 poison damage once every 4 seconds. A Maelstrom, defending back bar, 2H. It's not really the most important thing to have a Maelstrom weapon on the back bar. It really doesn't matter. You can go with anything if you can get your hands on a Viper. Like if I didn't have a Maelstrom weapon, I would try to go with the back bar of whatever set I have on the front bar, because see how this is only 3 out of 5 when I'm on my back bar, so you miss the critical while you switch to your 2H bar. So if you want to throw a Viper 2H there, that will fix that, but I have it, so I use it. Defending, sharpened, or precise would be good. I just like more resistance on this particular build. Then Tremor Scale, Max Stam, and when you taunt an enemy, including players, 50% chance to cause a Dune Ripper to burst in the ground, dealing 7,396 damage, and reducing their movement speed. This got a slight nerf last update, but it's still really good. It's still really strong. A lot of people don't like this setup. It is... Viper and Tremor Scale can be broken in some situations, but I'm mostly solo PvP, so I don't really care. I run whatever, because people are zerging in massive groups now. And the last set is Eternal Hunt. Max Stam, recovery, and when you dodge roll, you leave behind a rune that will deal around 10k poison damage. So for some alternative sets, you could go with Hunding's Rage here, which is crit, stam, crit, and then adds 300 weapon damage. It's a crafted set. It's easy to find people to craft it, so if you're a beginner, it's probably your best bet. But also Fungal Grotto 1 is where this drops, and that's a pretty easy dungeon too, so either way. Eternal Hunt is a 9 trait set. It's kind of harder to find 9 trait crafters, but since ZeniMax put pay to win crafting scrolls in the Crown Store, I'm sure they're going to be easier to find coming up. But if you can't find it, and even if you just wanted to go this route, it's Bone Pirates is a really good set. I've tried both. The way that I play in solo PvP, I like the rune. If you're talking stats, I haven't even showed my stats yet, but with stats with Bone Pirates, I'm getting about between 100 and 200 more recovery, so like 2,300. It's not that big of a difference, and around the same amount of stamina too. So with this setup, Just fully buff everything. So 35,000 max stam, 15. Oh wait, no. 20,000, a little over 20,000 max health in Cyrodiil. I'm not in Cyrodiil, so that goes up by like 5,000. 45% weapon crit, fully buffed. 2100 stam recovery. 2500 weapon damage, and pretty decent resistance too. This might seem low for weapon damage, but it's really not with Viper and Tremor Scale. So, let's see. What else was there? Oh, jewelry. All weapon damage. If you can't sustain, cost reduction on one, recovery on another, weapon damage on another, you get like 2200 weapon damage and you'll still do fine. Or even one recovery or one cost reduction. I find I don't need it. As long as you can get in heavy attacks somewhere. And this build has a lot of burst. A lot. And good. It's capable, I should say, to get away if you need to. It's fast. I'm an orc too, if you wanted to know the race. And Serpent Mundus Stone. Champion points. 24 into Siphoner. I'm just testing champion points kind of too. I got a good grasp on it, but still just changing things here and there. 24 into Siphoner, 12 into Warlord, 10 into Sprinter, 56 into Mooncalf, 19 into Arcanist, 55 into Tenacity helps a lot with the heavy attacks. 16 into Tumbling, 3 into Befoul for the Major Defile from the shield. Also 15 into Shadow Ward for blocking, 'cause blocking I find more favorable now in some situations. If you're low CP, try to focus on this and this, Mooncalf and Tenacity. For the love of God. So yeah, 27 in the Blessed. 5 into Physical Weapon Expert for heavy attacks and light attacks, 10 into Shattering Blows for overpowered Sorks with damage shields, 37 into Master at Arms. I think this caps out at 25%, so I think 15% is pretty decent, because I'm not sure which skills are poison damage, damage over time, if they're considered direct damage or not. I really don't know right now. I haven't tested it. 5 into Thaumaturge, 26 into Precise Strikes, 44 into Piercing, which pretty much gives you close to what Spriggans would get you. It's crazy. 56 into Mighty, 28 into Ironclad, 37 into Resistant, 56 in the Hardy and Elemental, 26 in the Thick Skinned, and 7 into Expert Defender, just for the sake of other people heavy attacking. So back to this real quick. This could be good or not useful, I guess, in certain builds. So like for example, jabs from a Templar are physical damage, but I've been told they're also damage over time. I haven't tested it, so I don't know. So, but they're also like a direct damage. You're right in somebody's face, damaging them. So I'm not sure with that Master of Arms thing. So that's pretty much the build. I think if I'm forgetting anything. So yeah, basically I just how to play it. Just go in on somebody, throw down everything. It all hits really hard. It's about timing the burst, pretty much, and getting one opponent down and moving on to the next. I really love this Cliff Racer, because with certain builds that you run like this, you don't end up with ranged, and this is really good for ranged. I've killed a lot of people that thought they could just keep dodge rolling to get rid of me, but it doesn't work like that anymore. With the Cliff Racer anyway. Passives, I would get them all if I could. If not, I mean, these two are probably the most important. This isn't all that important except for this one. This is pretty cool. This is useless, useless, useless. Unless you're running one piece, or not one piece, one skill from that skill line. You want all these passives, all these, everything. Fighters Guild. This passive is underestimated, or has been in the past up until Skyreach. Now that people run Skyreach a lot, I think they're catching on to this. This is really good. All these passives when I get them, important. And that's it. That's pretty much the build for now. Till I get a 2H and bow one. I figured it would be good to have a strong build, like a really strong build at first, playing a new class. And it definitely has ways of working around it if you still want to run it. Thanks for watching.